Welcome to this video lecture of PHP Uniqueness 2 with regarding to arrays and loops. We have already seen a video lecture on PHP Uniqueness part 1. So it deals with variables, constants and operators. Now we are going to see how PHP is different with respect to arrays and loops. So we already know about array as we have learned some programming languages like C, C++ and Java. So PHP is a server-side scripting language. So it has some distinct features. When we come to array, there are two distinct features in PHP. So here also an array is a complex variable that enables to store multiple values in a single variables. So it is used when we want to store and use related information. So an array variable can be best thought of as a container variable. It can contain one or more values, not essentially of same type. This is very important in PHP. So here array does not always contain similar elements. It also contains non-similar elements. So in C, C++ we have learnt that an array will contain integer values or floating point values or strings likewise. Here in PHP an array can also contain integer and floating point combined or integer and strings combined. In that way we can have a mixed type of values in a single array. In short, we can say that in PHP arrays and structures are combined into single concept. So here are three examples of arrays. So $flavors, $fruits, $students are three arrays. They are array variable. So in PHP we initialize an array by calling the function array. So array is a built-in function. So it has arguments as the number of elements in the array as arguments. So in the first $flavors array, strawberry, grape, vanilla, caramel, chocolate, these 5 strings are the arguments to the array function. So with these 5 strings, the $flavors array will be created. In the next $fruits array, the array is created with 4 strings. The 4 strings have some key value. So the key value is the identification value. With the key, we can identify the element in the array. So $fruits of red will be apple, $fruits yellow will be banana, $fruits purple will be plum, $fruits green will be grape. In the previous array $flavors, we identify the elements with its position. So the position value or index value starts from 0. So $flavors of 0 will be strawberry, $flavors of grape will be $flavors of 1 will be grape, $flavors of 2 will be vanilla. In that way we call the elements by using the position or index value. So instead of index value in the $fruits array we are using the key value. The key value is specified within the single quotes just as strings. So the key value will be always of strings and it will be specified between single quotes. So the string elements are specified between the single quotes in array. So we can also use double quotes for specifying the strings in PHP. Now look at the third array $students. It contains 2 string elements Vinayaka computer and 2 numerical elements. One numerical value is 14 which denotes the roll number and another one is the percentage of marks which is represented using a floating point value. 95.7 is a floating point value. So the $students array contains 4 elements which is of different type. 2 elements are of string type, one is of integer type and another one is of floating point type. We can also have boolean value. So in that case the value will be true or false. So in array we can have mixed data types. We have many control structures in PHP as in the programming languages like C, C++ and Java. So here in this scripting language, for the first time a new loop is introduced in PHP 4.0. So this loop is specially designed for manipulating over array, iterating over an array. So this loop is for each loop. We have control structures like if else, else if ladder, switch statements. Then loops like while loop, do while loop, for loop, as in many programming languages. This for each loop is unique in PHP. Now let us see the normal for loop that we are using in earlier. So this for loop will contain initialize statement, condition statements and increment or decrement statements. So here in this example PHP script, we are defining an array $shopping list. This array will contain 3 strings. The 3 strings are enclosed within single quotation. Eye of new tea, wing of bat, tail of frog. These 3 strings are within the $shopping list. So we are using the normal for loop. So in the normal for loop, the loop has to iterate infinite number of times. So we should know the size of the array. So we should know the number of elements in the array. So in $shopping list there are 3 elements. So this loop should iterate 3 times. So instead of giving the condition statements with 3, they have used the size of function. They have called size of function. So size of function returns the number of elements in the array. So here the array used is $shopping list. The size of function will return 3. So $x will be starting from 0 and it will be iterating through the loop. Each time after completing the iteration, the $x value will be incremented. So first time the $x will have 0 value. So it echoes $shopping list of 0. That will be eye of new tea. After that, the $x will be incremented. It will become 1. So 1 is less than size of $shopping list, that is 3. So it will again print the second element. Then again it will be incremented. It will become 2. 2 is also less than 3. So again it will be iterating and it will print the tail of frog. After that, when the $x value is incremented, the value will become 3. So when 3 is less than 3, the condition statement will become false. So the iteration stops and it won't be printing anything. So likewise, we have to give 3 expressions inside for loop. First one is the assignment statement for initializing the loop variable $x. Second one is the condition statements that uses the loop variable for checking the condition. Third one is the increment or decrement statements with the loop variable. So these 3 statements should be used in the normal for loop. Now let us see for each loop. So this for each loop is unique in PHP and it was created for manipulating array. So in the for each loop, so see the for each loop. Here also the same array $shopping list is used. So after for each, so inside the for statement, there is only one statement, $shopping list as $item. So here $shopping list is the array taken for consideration. So $shopping list as $item. $item is the loop variable. We can have any variable name, $x, $i, likewise. Here we are keeping $item. So in $item, the first element will be placed at first. After that, after the iteration of the loop, then the second element will be placed in second element from the $shopping list will be placed in $item. So after that, with the second value, the loop will be iterated. The statements inside the loop will be executed. After that, the third element. Likewise, till the end of the element in the $shopping list, the loop will be iterating again and again. We are not calling the size of function and we are not using 3 statements for assignment, condition checking, increment or decrement. So this is a easy to use loop and the syntax was very easy to learn also. We are going to first we are going to have the name of the array, and as we are going to have a loop variable. So we need not declare variable also. So this for each loop is very easy to use. Even if you are new to programming, you can study it easily. Thank you. We shall see next video lecture with some other unique features of PHP.